In this section, I will talk about how faith-based initiatives can foster a culture of respect and inclusion for people of different beliefs and backgrounds. Faith-based initiatives are programs or policies that involve collaboration between government agencies and religious or secular organizations to address social issues such as poverty, health care, education, or human rights. Faith-based initiatives can promote diversity and inclusion by recognizing and celebrating the religious diversity of employees and customers. For example, American Express has 3 faith-based colleague networks for Christians, Muslims and Jews that offer support, mentoring, and networking opportunities. Apple also has employee resource groups for various faiths that organize events and activities to raise awareness and foster dialogue. Providing reasonable accommodations for religious practices and observances. For example, some companies offer flexible work schedules, prayer rooms, dietary options, or religious holidays to respect the needs and preferences of their employees. These accommodations can enhance employee satisfaction, productivity, and loyalty. Supporting faith-based organizations that serve people in need. For example, the White House Office of Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships works with leaders of different faiths and backgrounds to address challenges such as COVID-19 response, racial justice, climate change, and economic recovery. Respectability also works with faith communities to promote inclusion and accessibility for people with disabilities. Encouraging interfaith dialogue and cooperation. For example, some companies sponsor chaplains, interfaith councils, or diversity training programs that aim to foster mutual understanding and respect among people of different faiths. These initiatives can help prevent discrimination, harassment, or conflict based on religion. Aligning corporate values with faith values. For example, some companies adopt principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion that are consistent with their faith orientation or mission. These principles can guide their decision-making, policies, and practices to ensure fairness and justice for all stakeholders. By implementing these faith-based initiatives, companies can create a culture of respect and inclusion for people of different beliefs and backgrounds. This can benefit not only the employees and customers, but also the society at large. How to align your corporate diversity program with your core values and mission statement. A corporate diversity program is not just a nice-to-have or a compliance requirement. It is a strategic imperative that can help your organization achieve its goals and fulfill its purpose. Diversity and inclusion are not only about fairness and equity, but also about innovation, creativity, and performance. But how do you align your diversity program with your core values and mission statement? How do you ensure that your diversity efforts are not just superficial or tokenistic, but meaningful and impactful? Here are some steps you can take to create a diversity program that reflects and reinforces your organizational identity. 1. Define what diversity means for your organization. Diversity is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It can encompass different dimensions of identity, such as race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, age, disability, religion, culture, and more. It can also include diversity of thought, perspective, experience, and background. You need to clarify what aspects of diversity are relevant and important for your organization, and why they matter for your mission and vision. 2. Assess your current state of diversity and inclusion. Before you can design and implement a diversity program, you need to understand where you are now and where you want to go. You need to collect and analyze data on your workforce composition, recruitment and retention rates, promotion and advancement opportunities, pay equity, employee engagement, customer satisfaction, and other relevant indicators. You also need to compare your data to the data of other organizations in your industry and region, as well as to your own goals and expectations. 3. Set clear and measurable objectives and targets. Based on your data analysis and gap assessment, you need to establish specific and realistic goals for your diversity program. What outcomes do you want to achieve? How will you measure your progress and success? How will you hold yourself and others accountable? Your objectives should be aligned with your core values and mission statement, as well as with your business strategy and priorities. 4. Develop and implement action plans. Once you have your objectives and targets, you need to devise concrete and coherent action plans to achieve them. Your action plans should include strategies, tactics, activities, timelines, budgets, responsibilities, and resources. Some examples of action plans are creating a diversity committee or task force, providing diversity training and coaching, reviewing and revising policies and practices, launching mentoring and sponsorship programs, expanding outreach and recruitment efforts, forming partnerships with diverse suppliers and communities, celebrating diversity events and initiatives, soliciting feedback and input from stakeholders, monitoring and evaluating results, communicating and reporting achievements. 5. Engage and empower your employees. A diversity program cannot succeed without the involvement and support of your employees. You need to create a culture of inclusion where everyone feels valued, respected, appreciated, and empowered. You need to foster a sense of belonging where everyone can contribute their unique talents, perspectives, and ideas. You need to encourage dialogue where everyone can learn from each other's differences. You need to promote collaboration where everyone can work together toward a common goal. By aligning your corporate diversity program with your core values and mission statement, you can create a more diverse, inclusive, and successful organization that can make a positive difference in the world. Faith-based initiatives are programs or policies that aim to address social issues by partnering with religious organizations or communities. They can be a powerful way to promote diversity and inclusion in your corporate culture, but they also come with some challenges and risks. How can you implement faith-based initiatives in a way that respects the diversity of faiths and avoids proselytizing or favoritism? First, you need to have a clear and transparent purpose for your faith-based initiatives. What are the goals and outcomes you want to achieve? How do they align with your corporate values and mission? How do they benefit your employees, customers, and stakeholders? You should communicate your purpose clearly to all parties involved and ensure that it is not driven by any hidden agenda or bias. Second, you need to consult and collaborate with diverse faith groups and leaders in your organization and community. You should not assume that you know what they need or want, but rather listen to their perspectives and experiences. You should also respect their autonomy and agency, and not impose your own views or expectations on them. You should seek to build trust and mutual understanding, and foster a culture of dialogue and learning. Third, you need to design and implement your faith-based initiatives in a way that is inclusive and equitable. You should not favor or exclude any faith group or individual based on their beliefs or practices. You should also avoid creating a hostile or uncomfortable environment for those who do not share or participate in the faith-based initiatives. You should ensure that your faith-based initiatives are voluntary, accessible, and respectful of different needs and preferences. Finally, you need to monitor and evaluate your faith-based initiatives regularly and honestly. You should collect feedback from all participants and stakeholders, and use data and evidence to measure the impact and effectiveness of your faith-based initiatives. You should also be open to feedback and criticism, and willing to make changes or improvements as needed. You should celebrate your successes, but also acknowledge your challenges and limitations. By following these steps, you can implement faith-based initiatives in a way that respects the diversity of faiths and avoids proselytizing or favoritism. You can also leverage the potential of faith-based initiatives to enhance your corporate diversity program and create a more inclusive and supportive workplace for everyone.